Hello my happy squids and welcome to this video where I will be VOD reviewing my brother. He's in silver, but unlike my normal kind self where it comes to silver tanks, while I'll only focus on the main things that need to improve on, I'm going to be ultra mega mean. So let's get straight into the video. Bro, no golden weapon? You're an embarrassment to our family. Okay, you made it up with the Boston spray, good work. Okay, so blocking initial damage in the spawn door is always a good shout. This Hanzo here is looking for a cheeky kill straight off the bat, but you also often get Annas looking for anti-nades, Ashes looking for dynamites, a ton of heroes do things to get that juicy ultimate charge at the beginning of the game, so you should always shield out the spawn, there's no reason not to. Damn, they have a Bastion, that really smells. Going to be ultra important that you have good shield management here, or you are just going to get mowed down. Great pick, well done. Not entirely sure what the enemy team is doing, but it's going great for you so far. Obviously, the Bastion got res, not ideal at all, but you got the pick pretty early there, and you obviously have used your Ronk, so not much you can do about it. But you need to deal with this Bastion again as first priority, because otherwise he will just melt through your shields. For some reason, Orisa and Bastion are playing a part, which is very appalling, but it does mean it shouldn't be too hard to pressure out the Bastion. Wait, what is your Moira doing here? What the actual fuck? Damn, your team making you look like Punk from the mighty Boston Uprising. You get hooked here. There are certain heroes in Overwatch with cooldowns that you want to pay attention to. Roadhog Hook is definitely one of those. You did let your shield break to the Bastion, so you didn't have it up, so I'm going to be kind and give you a this is unlucky, but that's the only time I'm going to be kind on this VOD review, okay? The only time. Good, we use suck to get out. Interestingly, we have two shields in our composition. McCree would not know that though because he is main tanking. As a team, you do not want to engage until you have full HP, but you are doing the right thing here because your DPS Moira is yeeting her life away, so you kind of have to engage here. Overwatch is one of those games where you have to play with the most Rapega person on your team to try and stop them from feeding their brains out. But looking at this Moira on your team, this is not going to be a fun game, is it? Should have focused on the Bastion first, but hey, your team wasn't ready to go in, and your team took it upon themselves to engage anyways. What can you do? This is why it is so hard for some people to climb out of low ranks. Let's see what the Lucio is doing here. Questionable play, but it worked.
My ultimate is almost ready.
For a silver game, the team positioning and cross angles here are really not bad at all. Obviously your Lucio looks like he's about to feed and I'll give it about 2 seconds before your Moira phase into the Roadhog, but not bad. I would say you do need to be quicker when it comes to repositioning your shield though. We waited until the Moira coalescence before we went in, I'm really happy to see that. Good fight, nice one. You wasted Accretion here, that's your rock ability. It's great for interrupting all sorts of things, but you used it here when there's zero chance of it being followed up on.
Observe the barrier. Back to me.
Stop trying to poke your cute little spheres at that supercharged Hanzo. Just wait it out.
Barrier. My barrier is destroyed.
You could have saved your Orisa here if you had saved shield. Also, by poking and playing this for up, you are encouraging your team to do the same. Also, just to note, I know you were probably thinking of steamrolling through main here after winning last point, but you pretty much always want to attack from the high ground on the top right. Especially with the enemy team supercharging, it's prime time to back up, walk up the stairs and go to the high ground. Obviously, it does matter whether or not your team are being responsive in voice chat though.
Barrier in place.
You don't need to poke, you already have ultimate. Just sit back and wait. Maybe put your shield up every now and then to save somebody from Roadhog Hook. You are 179 HP. Please stop poking a Hanzo when you do not know he could well have a damage boost from a Mercy. Q. Popping Q early is not a bad thing. Especially at low ranks, it limits the time your team have to do something really stupid.
Engaging.
Barrier no longer exists.
Did they just communicate a Holt Dragons in low silver? So that's good, we are taking the high ground. The enemy literally just gave us that for free, thank you very much. This is an okay ultimate, yeah. There are people attacking you from behind, so you could be pulling for your junk, and well, your Moira is just a lost cause. But I can get behind going really aggressive at their core, especially with both of their healers there. And great, you comboed High Noon and Flux. Perfect, love it. Gotta be happy with that round, not bad at all. Before we move on to defense, can I remind you all that you can find me on Instagram, Reddit and Twitter, links to all of which will be in the description below.
Score 0 to 2.
First hitting.
Okay, so rookie mistake here. When going on Hanamura defense, you need to risk it on the right side of the map. It's just kind of a flex, but I expect you to do that next time, bro.
Bad guys. Heads up.
Alternating shields with the Orisa, I like that a lot. You wasted your rock here and in doing so, you let your shield break. If you still had Rock up, you could have rocked the Reinhardt who charged or rocked the Reaper to save your Cowboy. You only have 17% ult charge, which is the least out of any player in the game currently. I can see you have been trying to shoot above shields to get splash damage, but in all reality you just suck, don't you, bro?
Observe the barrier. Barrier no longer exists. Barrier unstable.
Wasted rock again? You are playing in the open here. The rock is not proper cover. Playing around the corner on the left is much better. If you played around corners, you might actually pass as a mid-silver player rather than a low-silver player. Oh my god, I haven't played with the new Baptiste ultimate yet. That actually looks so funny. Again, in the open, play corners.
Unstable.
Playing up here, trying to build some ult charge before the fight is a good thing. Nice one. You have to drop because your team is playing on point for some unknown reason. You are a bit late to drop, so you couldn't shield your healers, but that's their fault. They had a shield that they could have used.
Barrier in place.
You were quite late responding to this Reaper. I'm wondering if you couldn't hear him. I know you play with your sound on, so I guess you just weren't listening? Either that or you have been hiding the fact that you are deaf from me, which would explain why you never fucking listened to me when I told you I wanted to win that chess match we played when we were 7. Really nice ult. A shame you can't use cover, cause you have to touch. Wow, okay, I can't believe that just happened. You didn't carry that mega hard. That was actually so huge.
My ultimate is charging.
Valkyrie's charging.
My ultimate is charging. What you can do. Activating the barrier. My barrier is destroyed. Barrier is unstable.
Try not to switch between targets too often. You switch between Hanzo, Rein, and then to Orisa. I guarantee you, if you had picked one of these first and just sticked with them, then you would have gotten the kill.
No, that wasn't right at all.
Round 2.
Not a bad round, it's pretty even at the moment.
Is incoming. Defend objective A.
Your Orisa has a broken shield, so it's your turn to shield, especially when they have Hanzo who can one-shot people.
Observe the barrier. Barrier's about to... Barrier no longer exists.
Wasted rock again. Do you not realise the Reaper is shooting you, or are you just that big time Mr. Silver that you just do not care?
Impact.
Let's get you back out there. Get into position.
60 seconds.
Barrier in place. Barrier, my barrier is destroyed.
Heroes never die.
Ult, you coward! That suck won't save you from the massive Vine Hammer, and Hanzo Bro you just saw yeet past you and are currently shooting you in the back. Ult tracking is something that you'll get used to, but you have your first ultimate, so chances are Reinhardt has his, and it's your job to block it. On top of this, if you had ulted sooner, you could have killed the enemy before they had a chance to ult. This fight was lost because of you. I've never been so disappointed in you in my entire life. Okay, so once you have lost the fight, you don't have time to recontest unless either the fight is still going on or you have a solo hero like Lucio or Hammond who is just having a whale of the time on point. Here, you definitely don't have time to get back to the point. Oh, okay. I see what your team is doing. They're trying to not even let them touch the second point. Okay. Fair play, it worked. Nice one.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Activating the barrier. Barrier! Oh, my barrier is destroyed! Enemy turret.
Do not rock turrets, bro.
Fracturing! Enemy turret here. much better. Barrier is about to break.
What is your plan here? I love taking off angles, but your team needs you to get through the choke without feeding.
Enemy turret ahead.
Put your shield down, man.
Barrier is out of existence. Barrier is unstable.
Look back at your team. It's always worth getting into a habit to check the status of your team. In this case, they won't back you up.
Barrier is about to break.
Again, shield up.
My barrier is destroyed.
Again, need to block that shatter. It's a bit harder here to predict because you're only on 60% ult. But if you can get into the habit of ult tracking and blocking earth shatters, then that would have been 2 key fights in this game that you would have won. And you would have turned this game into a win. Oh, spoilers by the way, he loses. Okay bro, love you and thanks for giving me this VOD. If anyone wants me to review their gameplay, then hit me up with a code in the comments below. Send me your SR and also your in-game name and try to make sure it's a close game too. Anyways, the things that I think that you can improve on bro are these. First up, I want you to start listening to sound cues, especially flankers. At your elo, it's unlikely that people actually call out when they need help from you, but if you can hear a Reaper behind you shooting, then it's a good chance it requires your attention. You seem quite oblivious to who is in your backline literally most of the time. Next up, I want to talk about shield management. Honestly, your shield management isn't bad for a silver player, but there is a lot to improve on. There were several key times in that game where you didn't put up or didn't put down your shield when you needed to. You alternated shields most of the time with your Orisa, which is good. I've literally reviewed Masters players who have thrown their games by not alternating shields. But you will notice that you and your team will die a lot less if you decrease the amount of time that you have your shield up when you don't need it. Third thing I want to talk about is rock usage. You seem to just use it off cooldown and you aren't alone. A lot of people fall into this trap and that is not realising just how much value Sigma's accretion can get. There were several times in that VOD that you could have gotten value with it. Accretion is a long range stun with a massive hitbox, meaning it really isn't hard to hit against a charging Reinhardt or even a coalescing Moira. Lastly, I want to talk about blocking earth shatters. It sounds very specific, but learning to just track the enemy Rein shatter will help you significantly for when you play against him. For now, just expect Reinhardt to have his ultimate up every other fight, then you can adjust your prediction when you have more experience playing against Reinhardts. That's it for this video, thank you so much for watching. Sorry, I know it was a long one, but hopefully you enjoyed it and you learned something from it. If you did learn anything, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon for more quality Overwatch educational content. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.